All right, we are back here again.
Yeah.
This is a fun one.
We are in a 3-part series, which we are going to extend multiple weeks, just so we're not burning ourselves out on the 3 shows. But this is Survival of the Fittest 2017, Night 1.
Just jump right into it, Ring of Honor style.
We got Justin Taylor versus Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger did a kind of a weird rolling spot I thought was kind of interesting, but he did a nice rolling DDT afterwards. Justin Taylor did the living proof, which was like a rolling DDT actually. Cheeseburger did the spinning senton off the rope. That was pretty cool. There was the Falcon Arrow spot by Taylor. Cheeseburger did the shote, then a double stomp. Cheeseburger wins. And you know what's, Albert?
What's the shote?
The shote is that palm strike, the one where he was selling that he hurt his hand when he did it the one time.
Oh, it was like a European uppercut?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He learned that from Jushin Thunder Liger.
Yeah, the crowd loves cheese, and who doesn't love cheese, right? I thought it was kind of funny
Lactose intolerant people.
Oh, true, you're right.
They might love cheese too. They just get gassy.
I'll take the cheeseburger without the cheese.
There is the risk of being gassy. That's correct.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, shut up.
No, you know.
You're welcome.
I was to.
Cheese hit a shoulder tackle on Jason Taylor. I was surprised that even worked.
Taylor.
Jason Taylor?
Jason Taylor was wrestling.
Justin Taylor.
Oh, Justin Taylor. Sorry.
That's a weird name, I know.
Jason Taylor used to play for the
And
Dolphins.
Cheese had this cool headstand into a kick. I don't remember if it was on the ropes or what, but the Rolling Thunder DDT I thought was really cool. And that's pretty much. Justin Taylor hit. He tried to do a split leg moonsault. It looked good. He just was booked to miss it. And then Cheese won with the double stomp at some very shortly after that.
Yeah, I'll give Justin Taylor credit because he did make look really good in a loss. And Cheeseburger, he's Cheeseburger. He actually won.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That was good.
Pre-show's got a pre-show.
Yeah. So does that count of him losing on a pay-per-view if he lost in the pre-show?
Well, I mean, technically this is a house show in general, so it wouldn't count.
Oh,
pay-per-view is only for 2 more days.
Yeah, pay-per-view is in 2 days.
So we'll see then, Cheeseburger. You gotta step it up.
But
Yeah, he's probably on day 2 too.
I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, that's about where I was at.
You?
I don't know. It was a pre-show match and Cheeseburger won, so
7 out of 10 for you then.
whatever you say, man.
So then we opened up the show with the Survival of the Fittest qualifying matches.
We did not open the show with the qualifying matches.
Oh, that's right. We had the promo.
Yeah.
Albert, you got notes on the promo.
I didn't write anything specific other than who was in it. Stephen Amell was introduced as the guest host, and he was hyping the crowd up. And eventually, the Addiction interrupts him and talks shit about him being the Green Hornet, Green Lantern, and saying
Everything
that
green except for the Green Arrow.
basically talking shit about a guy who's a real person not playing a character in a fictional movie, and think that's going to hurt his feelings.
Apparently, he's not good enough to be in the new Justice League movies.
Yeah,
Which sucked anyways.
Sorry about your luck, Stephen
Green
Amell.
Arrow would have never
Thankfully-
been in there anyways.
Thankfully, you didn't go. I thought Daniels had a good line, though, where he goes, "You're my second favorite comic book hero and my second favorite comic book franchise."
Yeah.
That was kind of good.
A few minutes later, Cody Rhodes comes out, and the main event is set as a 5-on-4 handicap match with Stephen Amell introduced as the 5th member of the Bullet Club,
And then,
a.k.a. Vigilante Club.
Yeah, he revealed his Vigilante
Or
Club
Villain
shirt,
Club.
which was actually really cool, the Vigilante Club shirt.
Yeah.
But the crowd was into this particular segment, which is good. Normally, stuff like this, depending on what it is, it could fall flat.
I think it was just enough time, but even I was like, okay, hold on. But look, at least it's up the main event, and the crowd liked it. So hey, good for them.
Then we have the openers of the Survival of the Fittest, and just to explain it, so the Survival of the Fittest is normally a 2 to 3 day tournament where they will have matches where there's 6 matches normally, and the winners of the 6 matches go on to a 6-man elimination battle royal, where the winner gets a championship title match in the future. So
It's not that night?
Nope, not that night. So the very first opening tournament match was Silas Young versus Josh Woods. So Josh Woods did a nice, essentially like the Aleister Black sit down in the middle of the ring spot, except for he was on just like one knee. That was kind of interesting.
Well,
Woods is very athletic.
also done by Will Ospreay, by the way.
Silas Young, great heel, obviously. There was a nice swinging suplex, and then followed by a nice kick by Woods. The float over gut wrench suplexes were really good by Woods. There was a nice power bomb into a leg lock from Woods, and Silas Young ended up winning with misery. So Silas Young wins. I thought Woods looked rather good in this. This is my very first impression of Woods. So
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, I wish Woods would have started out hot at the beginning. He didn't kind of like show how athletic. Although we could tell, it'd been nice to see like a little bunch of moves put together. It seemed to me Silas was whooping his ass the first like 10 minutes, and then Woods took over, and then suddenly it was over. I mean, but not suddenly. It got there. It was a good match. I enjoyed it. Yeah, Silas doing the heel work. He's running the outside of the ring and running to the ropes, and there's a cool spot where Silas holds the ropes and Woods misses a drop kick. The jazz fingers into the back stretch, or the what I write here, back scratch.
The back break.
Okay. Woods, when he finally got his comeback, though, this is where the match picked up for me. The way he was hitting forearms, this really cool swinging suplex, and then the gut wrenches were really cool. I'd never seen that before.
Yeah, because he was doing essentially like Three Amigos styles of gut wrench suplex.
Yeah,
like,
really,
okay.
Yeah. Silas sets up the Misery by pushing the ref into the ropes and the crotches Woods, and eventually hits Misery on him. And the 1, 2, 3. I'll give it a 7.
I gave it a 7 as well.
Yeah,
6.5. I don't really know. Fucking. Can't even say his name right now.
Josh Woods.
Josh the Woods Goods, or Josh the Goods Woods.
Josh the Woods Goods.
Josh the Woods Goods here.
If
nobody wants Josh the Woods Goods.
Page here.
Hey, chaps.
So,
I would have given it an 8 if Woods had started off hot at the beginning. I think that would have been really cool, but we got what we got. So
well, just so you're aware, you're able to give half-star ratings or quarter-star
I
ratings.
don't think I've ever heard him give a half star.
I did 8.75 the other day
I did do that.
But
Did
this match was actually good. You know, Woods looked good. He didn't look the goods, but he looked fine. They eventually do become tag team partners, which we'll see later on. But I mean, I give them credit. They went for like 10-ish minutes or so, and it wasn't bad. Then, Beer City Bruiser came out
Bruiser
with Silas Young,
Bruiser,
and he took on Shane Taylor.
Bruiser.
Bruiser.
We also got to create a tag team between the two Taylors on the show and make them the Taylors. They got to like be like measuring for suits and shit.
But
no, not Chucky T.
Bruiser put his
I
cigar
heard that.
down onto the table next to Silas, and it looked all disgusting. So Bruiser started off by bitch slapping Taylor, who bitch slapped him back, which was fine. Bruiser did his cannonball off the apron to Taylor. That impresses me every time. Not gonna lie. There was the fireman's carry drop into the turnbuckle to Taylor. I'm like, oh shit, that looked pretty bad. Taylor did a big splash. There was that nice sit-out powerbomb by the Bruiser to Taylor. There was the superplex to the Bruiser, and I thought the fucking ring was gonna break.
I thought the ring was gonna break.
And then
It was a bold strategy.
Shane Taylor does his heart punch to Bruiser's face,
And the finish ruined
and he won. Albert, what'd you got?
The beginning I thought was cool. The bitch slap at Bruiser, then he gets it right back. That's always fun. Bruiser got clothesline over the top rope, lands on his feet because he's the best.
Oh yeah, 10 out of 10. Most agile, perfect man to ever wrestle.
Yeah.
Better than Mr. Perfect?
He's the best bout machine.
Oh my god.
Bruiser sold a lariat, made Taylor's lariat look like $1 million. He freaking just flat back bumped it. Just looked really good.
I had that shirt.
Yeah, everything else pretty much that's what I wrote too. The finish was it's like out of nowhere. I don't think a punch is worth a finish, but
His cannonball off the apron and the the fireman's carry into the turnbuckle were the two best moments of the match.
Well, see,
Yeah.
if they would have been the actual punch to the heart,
Then
I would have given it a little bit more credit.
Maybe
It's dumb.
maybe it's a fluke punch to the heart. Bruiser's kind of staggered, then he goes over and does it again, and then maybe they could have done it like
The
that.
only reason I was okay with it was because they cut the Silas Young going, "Oh, it's a closed fist. That's illegal."
Yeah, Silas Young was pissed.
Yeah. If the finish was a little bit different, I would have given it a 7, but I gotta give it a 6.
I gave it a 6 as well.
Yeah, but both guys were
The finish
really
was
good.
horrible. I was going that way.
A couple good matches. I'm enjoying it. So
Yeah, I can't bitch about this card too much. And then you had Damian Martinez / Punishment Martinez / Damian Priest, apparently, because Albert can't say Martinez.
unless I do say Martinez.
Even though he literally started saying it before he stopped himself, saying that he couldn't say it.
Yeah.
But then we had versus Jay Lethal.
Dementia's sitting in.
First things first is we mentioned that a member in the crowd looked like he was demonic when Lethal was coming out. I don't know if he had his old face going on or what.
It's fucking weird, and the camera's like right there.
But I said at first there were some really good athletic reversals from Martinez and from Lethal. They were just like springboarding out of things. They were fucking diving into each other, just reversing everything. And I was like, holy shit. Standoff in San Antonio.
No, we're not getting there.
We will get there, but
We'll get to it.
Then Martinez blocked a tope, which was pretty good. He just kind of threw him on the ground. The second time he blocked the tope, it was into a chokeslam onto the hardest part of the ring.
Oh, there's already a table behind him.
Then there was that top rope spinning heel kick from Martinez, which was pretty good. Then Martinez gave Lethal an elbow, and Lethal just like fell out of the ring.
yeah.
That was a weird spot.
I don't know if that was supposed to happen.
I'm gonna say probably not.
But then Martinez ended up giving Lethal that throwing Falcon arrow. That was really cool.
I gotta point out. I never realized how many people and how often they used the Falcon Arrow.
Yeah, there was a lot of Falcon arrows on this show. There was the out of nowhere cutter by Lethal.
There was quite a few of those on the show.
The Lethal combination. Then there was the two topes out to Martinez that actually hit. Then he goes for the elbow to Martinez. Does the figure 4. Then Martinez does the torture rack Falcon arrow.
I thought it looked really cool.
It does look really cool, not gonna lie. Then Lethal calls for the lethal injection. Gets kicked in the head. Then then Marty Scurll comes out.
Screw.
Has his umbrella and tells Lethal to use it because he wants him to be a villain. So Lethal uses it alright. He hit somebody, according to Colt Cabana.
He hit somebody. I don't know who it was. Somebody.
After Marty Scurll was the one who got hit by the umbrella. But he hit somebody, just so you're aware. Then,
Da-da-da-da-da.
Martinez does
Super
the
villain.
Psycho Driver.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Then he does the Stomp. Then he does that sit-down choke slam, which looks really fucking great, to Lethal. Martinez wins, goes on to the night of the Survival of the Fittest, night
The night of
3.
the what?
Yeah.
Oh, what other notes do you have, Albert?
They stop it. Lethal was denied the handshake with a pie face, and Lethal just reciprocated it back to him. Yeah, the story at the beginning was can Lethal hit a tope, which he finally would later. Pretty physical fight. Guardrails got used a lot. Let's see. That cutter out of nowhere, DKO, the diamond KO. I'll just coin that right now. If it works, it works. Always like the Macho Man elbow drop.
Call it the RKO.
That one was more of a cutter because an RKO is like kind of more set up.
Yeah. Lethal did the Rikishi bump after that palm strike, which would lead to the torture rack Falcon Arrow, the Skrull spot. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got too. And then the finish was the same. Lethal and fucking Martinez worked good together. Both of those guys made each other look good. So both these guys were freaking great. I would give it an 8.
I gave it an 8 as well.
7.75. But I'm still not sold on Punishment Martinez.
Well, here, but this match was outstanding. But like,
but here you go. Here's the difference between a cutter and an RKO out of nowhere. The RKO is one arm. The cutter is normally always two.
Fair enough.
Which means the RKO is better.
More efficient.
It looks better.
You definitely could say that.
Yeah. You got this other arm to go, yeah, I got the RKO.
He's doing his pose every time he
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's true.
Then after this, was that when we had the Kenny King merch spot?
No, that was before that match.
Oh.
The Kenny King merch spot where he's selling the beer for you.
I forgot to mention it.
It says the Young Bucks have too much money already and throws their thing.
Yeah, so first off, Kenny King is doing a merch spot on this DVD.
I think the merch spot was more validating than his actual spot on this card.
And he has a bag, like a Ring of Honor backpack full of stuff, and he takes it out and he's like, oh, here's a Beer City Bruiser koozie. Throws it. Here's some Ring of Honor shorts. Throws it. Young Bucks merchandise. They already get enough money from you guys. Throws it. But he's not promoting Kenny King merchandise.
He doesn't have to. He's probably wearing it.
He doesn't know how to do it right.
You gotta promote your own shit, man.
Gotta get your shit in.
Then we had Search and Destroy, which was Jonathan Gresham and the Machine Guns.
The BBD.
Versus the Kingdom. First off, this match started off hot because they were just brawling before the match even began.
Yep.
Let's see. TK Orion put a cord around Saban's neck, attempted to kill him.
Straight up attempted murder.
Murder.
Kill.
Search and Destroy dove onto the Kingdom. There was the Boston Crab clutch kick to TK Orion from all three members of Search and Destroy, which looked pretty cool. So Saban was the one who got the drop kick in on him. Shelley had the crab, and Gresham had the clutch. Then there was just triple team like kicks and corner moves to Vinny. Then they went to Taven. Then the weirdest spot of the match. Alex Shelley's in the ring, trying to fight off the Kingdom, and he grabs TK Orion's dick.
Literally.
He grabs Matt Taven's dick.
Literally.
And then Vinny's coming in.
And he comes in with the greatest wrestling move in the history of wrestling.
Well, no, here's the thing. Vinny's in the ring, and Vinny's looking at him, and even the commentators go, what are you going to do now? He's only got two hands.
And he hits him with the BBD.
So he...
What is the BBD?
The blowjob bite of death.
He bites Vinny's dick.
Figuratively.
And literally.
Which here's the deal. In actuality...
Literally.
In actuality, you would not want to do this move to him of all people because Vinny is known as the Horror King. So he might enjoy that shit.
Oh no, they sat in that spot for way too long.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh,
little did we know.
What is going on at this point?
Little did we know we're not done with
the crowd is going nuts too. They're just laughing their faces off.
Dude, they were dying at this part. There was the nice Russian leg sweep moonsault by Vinny and Matt Taven.
We couldn't stop talking about the BBD.
There was the...
I can't use BBD.
The Kingdom decided to huddle together.
Yeah.
And they were talking out strategy. And then they all got kicked by Taven. And then they decided to huddle again.
Shelley's in the corner at this point.
And again, they got thwarted outside of the ring.
There were 3 huddles total.
Then they got huddled again. And they're done.
I said at the beginning of the match, or in the middle of the match, if you've never seen the Kingdom before, you think they're a bunch of jobbers as this match is going on.
Yeah, because they're huddling up and they're just talking
strategy. They're getting their
yeah.
dicks bitten and grabbed.
Gresham did that really cool stalled German suplex.
Yeah, okay, I forgot to write that down. Glad you mentioned it.
There was the last Chancery dropkick combo to TK Orion. That was really cool. There was the Frankensteiner off of Chris Sabin to Matt Taven from Gresham. So he had to get on Taven, who was on Sabin, and fucking get him Frankensteiner him like that. That was pretty awesome, not gonna lie. Then there was the splash by Sabin onto Taven.
Taven?
Yep.
Taven be saving Taven?
Then there was the dive onto the Kingdom. Gresham attempts a shooting star. It's reversed, and he gets pinned, so the Kingdom wins.
Taven be saving Taven. Taven be saving. That's what I was trying to say. I kept saying Taven.
Yeah. pretty much you pretty much nailed everything that I got. The BBD, what the fuck, you know?
BBD.
It's amazing.
At least it's called the BBD and not the BBC.
I mean, there was a black man in that match, but he's the shortest one of them all.
The Boston Crab clutch spot I thought was really cool. There's I forget who was doing it to who. I want to say it was Search and Destroy was doing it on the Kingdom. There was the Arn Anderson backbreaker followed by the Benoit headbutt.
Yeah, that was the Kingdom that did that.
Okay, and then the nice Brett rope moonsault from Taven. That was really cool.
Yeah, because Vinny is the one who did the headbutt.
Yeah. So the Kingdom huddle.
I'm Matt.
Shelly's in the corner. All three of them get kicked. They huddle again. They get elbows. Oh, I'm sorry. Elbows went first, and then kicks, and then Shelly
double kicks.
And then Shelly, I believe, at some point flips them all over the top rope, and they
because he gets his boots completely up, and then they're all running towards him, and he just flips them out with his feet.
Yeah, it's a cool spot. It's silly, but it looked really cool. I enjoyed it. And the Gresham suplex, I remember that. I just didn't remember to write it down. I thought the end was pretty cool. The Kingdom win via a fluke, so they get over, but they still look silly. I don't know if it did anybody any good besides Taven in the long run, but
I'm Matt Taven, and I am the only reason that this group exists.
Yeah, exactly.
So
everybody forgot who Mike Bennett was.
What would you rate that, Albert?
I'm gonna go with a 7. I enjoyed it.
I'm gonna give it an 8 out of the enjoyment factor because it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 7, but I'm going to give it a half a star for the creation of the BBD.
I will give this show 100% credit. That was the most creative spot.
Yeah. Who thought of that? Like, it's great.
You will never see a
Probably
spot.
Joey Ryan.
You will never see a spot like that again.
Not in today's day and age.
Oh, man. So, after that, we went on to Britt Baker versus Deonna Purrazzo, and
yay!
This match was okay. There was a fisherman neck breaker by Britt that looked good.
Baby.
There was a nice German by Deonna Purrazzo.
Impact Women's Champion.
Deonna gets the armbar on and makes Britt tap out. Deonna wins. That's all I wrote down.
Yeah, I think we've already seen like 2 or 3 matches where like there's like a stalemate from the beginning, and we're gonna see another one later where like they're
3 times.
Yeah, this one
San Antonio.
This one, the first one was it was Lethal and Punishment Martinez.
Yep, they stalemated.
And then we're gonna see one again later.
Yeah, stale.
Not that it's a bad thing because the crowd likes it, but like on TV, it's like, all right, we've already seen this like 3,000 times in a span of an hour and a half. But in this match, it probably made more sense because Britt Baker probably wasn't as developed as she is now.
And she's still not that. She's better, a lot better.
So it probably made sense. So it made sense in this match. I didn't mind it. The little do-si-do part where, you know, that move where you throw a guy into a ropes and then you follow them in the ropes and they're already bouncing up, but you're.
Yep.
But then Purrazzo grabbed Britt Baker, or Britt Baker grabbed Purrazzo and then around her waist and then spun around to the opposite rope. It was really weird.
Yeah,
and then hit a clothesline.
I didn't know what to say about that.
Point out something you saw that you haven't mentioned yet.
What's that?
Britt Baker can't punch.
Oh yeah, she can't.
Well,
Jesus.
especially because at this point in time, what was the quote that he said?
Who's he?
At least you said something about it. Oh, at least they're trying or whatever, and then Britt does the worst punches ever.
Oh yeah,
at least they're trying, and it's like
And she pulls the punch where it looks like her arm is like it's not even like she's going like down with her knuckles like coming right at you. It was her arm was coming down, her fist was inverted and then bent back, so she's like hitting you with her wrist.
It looked really bad.
How did you break your wrist, Britt?
Yeah.
It was the worst because you just said at least they're trying, and then that happened.
And I was like, oh, I think we all said, oh my god, at the same time.
I haven't seen punches that bad since the Dark Order.
Not long ago.
Pretty much.
Baker did a cool spot when she ran in the ropes, and it was a really dramatic headlock, like ECW Mick Foley or Cactus Jack.
Yeah, where she runs the ropes and runs. She's on a dive or something.
Yeah.
Headlock.
That Steel City stretch looked pretty cool. I don't know. That didn't finish it, right? It was the Fujiwara armbar finisher.
Yeah, the armbar that finished it up.
Gotta give the match a 5 tops.
I gave it a 5 as well.
5, yeah. They tried.
Britt Baker.
Until they punched.
Yeah.
DM.
And
All
for
right.
you,
Yeah, it wasn't for me.
what'd you give it?
I'll stick with the 5s. I'm on there with you guys.
I mean, it didn't suck. It just was like just average.
So then we went into
Oh, boy.
the Dogs versus Rey Kamita and Esfine.
This mismatch deserved no notes.
The Dogs, I said this when we were watching, I'm going to say it here because I want it on the podcast. The Dogs are the what happens when you buy Enzo and Cass from Wish off Facebook.
Pretty much.
It's like, we have Enzo and Cass at home. Mom, I want to go see Enzo and Cass. We have Enzo and Cass at home. The Dogs, Enzo and Cass at home.
It's like getting the like a Big Mac on welfare. What you have is like your freaking Wonder Bread and you make the fucking meat and then you have like a fucking processed cheese instead of just going right to McDonald's. You know, that's what we got here with these motherfuckers.
It's like asking for a Big
Enzo
Mac
and Cass
for
can
getting
get
a
along in the ring, is what I'm saying. These guys couldn't get along.
It's asking for a Big Mac for getting a veggie burger. That's what it is.
Sure.
Like, there was a sack tap to Will Ferrara
Dick Spots number 2.
from Titus.
Sack tap number 1.
Then Titus ended up
There's some sack
suplexing. He ended up suplexing Ferrara onto Esfine.
Hey, speaking of weird sexual shit that happened, you didn't talk about Silas Young trying to rub his ass in the
I did not want to bring that up.
during the pinfall.
I did not want to bring that up.
Since we're bringing everything else up, we gotta bring that up too.
God damn it. Well, then Titus catapulted Will Ferrara into Esfine. Esfine did the plancha onto Titus, which was cool. Kameta did the corkscrew onto Ferrara, which looked alright.
I can tell how excited he is about this match just reading his notes. He's like, all right, this happened.
Kameta did the moonsault onto Titus, which looked good. Then Esfine did a figure 4 bridge pin.
Yeah.
That was very unique.
Very unique.
So, Rey Kameta and Esfine from CMLL win.
I told you they were gonna win.
I gave it a 7. It wasn't bad, but on top of it, it wasn't great.
Yeah, I didn't take any notes on it. I was just like, they're ripping off arguably one of my favorite tag teams.
So what would you rate it then?
Petty. I'm kidding. I'm not. I'm
-7.
I just watched it. I just thought it was interesting. I figured you might have all the and that match wasn't that great. It was like, it's better than the women's match. It was like 5.5.
Okay.
I didn't care much for it.
At best.
All right.
And I'll be honest with
Alright.
it. If it wasn't for the luchadors, the match would have been like a 3.
So we talk about this next match being the match of the night. For pure entertainment factor.
The Ring of Honor television title is on the line.
So fucking cool.
Kenny King takes on Joey Ryan.
I do want to express that this has nothing to do with anything outside of the ring. This is just what we thought of how entertaining this was.
Correct.
Disclaimers. Because this was entertaining as hell.
First off, Joey takes his lollipop and he puts it in a fan's mouth. And then the fans start chanting STD, STDs,
his arms were shaking too.
STDs. And then Joey goes,
Yeah, he's just like, maybe.
Probably. A couple.
7.
So then Joey is trying to get Kenny to touch his dick.
That's the story of the whole match.
He tries it like three or 4 times. Kenny rolls out of the ring, grabs a microphone and goes, Joey, you're sexually harassing me. No means no.
Which is objectively more funny now.
No means no. So then the crowd starts chanting, no means no. No means no.
What else do they call him? Oh, Joey CK.
Yeah, Joey CK instead of Louis CK.
Louis,
whatever the fuck.
The S is silent.
So then Kenny King does that cannonball to Joey from the ring apron, which looked kind of cool. There's that
A
rolling
lot of cannonballs from the ring apron.
rolling corner power bomb to Joey.
Let's get back to the dick spots.
Then Kenny King does an atomic drop
Yeah.
to Joey, and it hurts himself.
I was hoping you cut, but I was waiting. You better not say it because I want to say it out loud. But you got it. It's hilarious.
Kenny King is just like selling in pain.
The most powerful.
And Joey's like, yeah.
the most powerful lower half in all of the business.
Correct.
Joey pins Kenny 3 separate times. He gets 2 counts.
That was a 6 count.
And he complains to the referee that he had a 6 count.
Then the crowd starts going, "It's a 6," or whatever they said.
They started chanting, "It's a 6."
Yeah.
It's a 6. It's a 6. And then they kept saying like, "Oh, enough of that 6 talk."
Yeah.
Then Kenny does a nice spine buster, and then a headbutt to Joey's dick.
Yep, and he almost poked his eye out. And it's more believable that he would have lost his eye there than anything that happened in the Ray versus Seth match at Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
You get your eye poked out by a dick or some steel steps and get a ping pong ball as your little prop. I can totally see it.
Kenny did the corkscrew plancha to Joey.
When did they ask for the sword fight?
Yeah, that happened in there too. The crowd chanted, "Sword fight! Sword fight!" And Joey attempted to take his dick out at that point in time. So then, Joey's on the top rope with Kenny, and he finally gets the dick.
He starts doing this and flexing
Hand
it.
on the dick, he's flexing.
He does the dick spot stuff, but we get the biggest dick spot of all time. I'm surprised the ring didn't break.
He's
There's
flexing.
a hole in it.
He's flexing. Then he does the dick flip superplex.
The superplex dick flip.
From Brett's rope, the second rope.
Oh, how you know?
Then he threw the
Trying to get on it.
He threw the lollipop into Kenny King's mouth, which he grabbed from his dick, nonetheless. And Kenny King hits the royal flush to Joey and pins him.
And then realizes he still has a dick-covered lollipop in his
He's
mouth.
like, blah.
So then he grabs a fan's beer and starts drinking that. Kenny King wins. Holy shit.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack, right?
Like, if you want to talk about it as a match, or you want to talk about it as entertainment.
The baby oil on his dick was hilarious.
Yep, he did the baby oil on his dick and his body.
The handshake was funny because Kenny King was like, with his little like one finger. Yeah, that's okay. I don't want a handshake, but I'm honorable. The grabbing the dick spots were always funny because like you see Kenny King's just like no, the crowd's going nuts, and Joey Ryan's like, come on.
Well, especially because the crowd is chanting, "Grab his dick!"
Yeah,
grab his dick.
The ones I remember were the so no means no, touch his dick, Joey CK, STD, sword fight were the chants I remember from the crowd.
They were going crazy. They loved this shit.
I love the atomic drop spot. I think I laughed out loud on the couch when I saw
great.
That. The Brett rope dick flip, and then Kenny King wins the royal flush, and then he just gets disgusted with the lollipop.
You either love this kind of shit or you don't.
I loved it obviously because it's hilarious.
I'm entertained. Don't get me wrong. 8. You gave it an 8.
Yeah.
I gave it a 9. Entertainment value, baby.
Baby.
Oh, it was pure entertainment. I'll give it an 8.
Like I'm not gonna give it a 9 because of technical wrestling ability. If I had to do that, it'd be like a 4 or 5.
Dude, we gotta save the 10s for the last match because there's a lot of 10s.
Well, then we go on to.
Oh, you don't want to talk any more about Joey Ryan's dick?
I mean,
haven't we said enough?
Apparently it's big.
It's never enough. Apparently he can flip people with it.
6 out of 9.
Yes, he's 6 out of 9.
All right.
That's the official rating for this match. 6 out of 9.
Then we're down to Dalton Castle versus Marty Scurll, which Dalton showed off his flexibility to the point where he was literally bent like a fucking pretzel over the rope, and there was nothing even happening to him. Scurll. He was just like bending his back as far as he could over the turnbuckle for some reason.
He could.
He was just trying to freak out Scurll by the sounds of it.
How can you freak out Scurll?
Scurll.
Marty backraked him a few times, which Albert loves.
Chicken wing.
Dalton got his arm slammed into the rope by Scurll. Let's see here. There was a nice elbow by Dalton. Dalton actually did those pretty cool gut wrench suplexes too. There was actually a realistic ref bump in this one.
Yeah.
So Marty pushes.
He wasn't dead for 15 minutes?
Marty tries to grab the umbrella, and the ref's like, "No, you're not going to use it." So they do a little shoving match. Then the ref walks into the corner to throw the umbrella away. Marty gets thrown into that ref. Then Dalton gets hit with the umbrella. Marty goes for Dalton's fingers and breaks them, quote unquote. Then there's the DDT to Dalton from the apron. Dalton gets him in there. Bangarang. Dalton wins. You have any more extra notes on that one, Albert? Because Dylan is getting pizza at this point.
Yeah, I wasn't even in the room for this.
I thought it was weird that I thought it was maybe there's something I was missing, but why was the crowd chanting "This is awesome" before the match started? It was just because the intros were so spectacular.
No, because they were really hyped to see Marty and Dalton. They love those characters.
The only reason I knew Dalton won was because this was the month before his pay-per-view win against Cody, so you kind of figured he was going to win.
Dalton had a really cool. I think he and Skrull were outside of the ring, and Dalton did a really cool slide in and out. I'm sorry. Either way, Dalton slid in and out of the ring and hit a hurricanrana on Skrull. I thought it was a really cool sequence. Skrull was draped across one of the turnbuckles, like horizontally, and Dalton went on the ring apron, hit him in the head with a knee. Dalton sold a super kick. I think he almost flipped over. Like he could have just flipped over and landed on his feet. He sold it so well. The gut wrench suplexes were pretty cool. Then the don't see this much anymore because I don't think many people try to do it, but the ref caught Skrull's feet in the ropes while he's trying to pin Dalton, and the referee kicked him off.
That was cool.
Then the ref bump happened. Castle with the delayed suplex, like Gresham did. Yep. I think Gresham does it better, but either way, it still looks really cool when you do it.
Well, I think Gresham, you would say, does it better because of how big Gresham is, or small he is compared to Dalton.
The opponent does help too. It depends who you see getting it.
Because Dalton's huge compared to Gresham.
I guess the referee's still out at this point. Yeah, he is, because Skrull uses the
Everyone's
umbrella.
huge compared to Gresham, basically. He's really small.
Skrull hits Castle with the umbrella.
Not Marcos.
And got a close 2 count. Castle takes the DDT on the floor, but he ends up recovering and gets the Bangarang for the win. I'm going to give the match a 7.
I gave it a 7.5.
I gave it a nothing because I didn't really watch it.
Yeah,
I saw the first 2 minutes and then I saw the last.
He wasn't in here, so his rating doesn't matter on this.
The rating helped because you told me he's going to win the title soon. So, I'm sorry, the rating was higher because you told me he was going to win the belt soon. So him winning actually makes sense. So good.
So then we got main event time. Boys.
That's also another reason why I was okay with that being the time that I walked out. I'm like, I know the result, so my.
Yeah.
Scorpio Sky and Flip Gordon and the Addiction took on Stephen Amell and the Bullet Club.
Pre-SCU.
Pre-SCU.
All right, so I might have some blanks I can fill in, but
first thing I wrote is there was the double drop kicks by Matt and Sky.
They drop kick each other's drop kick.
Yep. Then Nick ended up kicking Flip Gordon during his handstand part.
Oh, he was trying to show off, and it was kind of cool. And
then they super kicked each other to the point where their legs were stuck into each other.
Yeah, that was really cool.
They were just bouncing around.
Yeah, well, you gotta remember this also took about 7 or 6 minutes to get into because they kind of fucked around for like.
Yeah, I think there was like three different members of each team had like their San Antonio standoff. I'm sorry.
Slow starts and then stop.
There's a standoff in San Antonio.
Yeah.
The only person in this match that followed tag rules was Stephen Amell.
Good for him.
He did actually. That was weird.
He was always on the apron.
All the people he did.
Solid. He's a solid veteran.
Yeah.
He's not even a wrestler.
There was some really athletic reversals from pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
There was the double super kick by Amell, and then there was the heart attack.
Yeah, I like
Amell and Kenny did to Kaz, which was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Amell did a cutter to Daniels. Then this is where stuff started getting off the rails.
How many boots?
Well, at first it was 1. It was one boot.
Then how many?
2.
Then how many?
3,
but they did 4.
Then how many?
4.
Then how many?
Then we went to 7.
Then how many?
Then we went to 10 with help from Marty Skrull.
10 whole boots.
10 boots.
Oh,
and then you see the crowd go 10,
to Christopher
10,
Daniels.
10. I got 2 things to say about this before we actually talk about it. 1, Marty became the Flip Gordon of this show.
Yep, multiple segments.
Making his 3rd segment appearance.
Which, by the way, I forgot to mention it in the Marty match. Why didn't Jay Lethal at least come out?
Well, they didn't even mention that the Jay Lethal thing happened.
Why would he come out?
Well, because he fucked over Jay Lethal earlier in the night.
With the
So why wouldn't you at least come out and make your presence known? Like,
True.
it could have been like a thing where he comes out and then Dalton hits the bang ring.
God damn it! I know who wins the survival of the fittest now.
Maybe they wanted those match. Maybe they wanted this match just to be. This match wasn't the Castle Screw match wasn't a qualifier match, was it? It was
No.
just a grudge match.
It was just a grudge match, no qualifier.
Oh yeah, so then even more so.
Because I will tell you this: the qualifiers for the next show are all 3 Kingdom members against opponents.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, more Kingdom.
Oh jeez. So we're gonna see huddles.
You see the BBD?
Well, no, they're in separate singles matches.
I know, I'm joking
So
with you.
you'll be fine.
They're gonna have separate. There's gonna be like a huddle with themselves.
But that's a great point with Jay Lethal. Yeah, he should have made his presence felt with Marty Scurll's
The
match,
other
for
point
sure.
I was gonna get is like this whole time they're doing this 2, 3, 4, 7, 6, whatever.
Who
10.
do we appreciate?
All 3 other members of the team flipped, and the other members
They're just standing there
on the apron. And then after Matt does the last one, he goes and attacks him like they just let you do all this shit.
The rules, man.
Because then there was 10 boots to Scorpio Sky.
Oh yeah, and then after they get attacked, the guys just hold their positions.
10 boots
and
to
they finally
flip.
jump in, and he's doing this.
Frankie only got 8 boots because Amel got off the turnbuckle.
Yeah, but
So this is how it worked. So we had Marty and Jackson number 1 hanging on the side of the apron. On the other side, you had Cody and Marty. And then on the very top rope, you had Steve and Amel just perched.
You gotta figure out that, explain too, that
And
Taz could have thrown Matt Jackson into it, but instead threw him to the other corner, and then
And then he flipped off the Bullet Club, who are still in position.
And then they still stayed in position because they go, oh, he's still gonna get him. So
What's gonna happen next?
We're gonna hold this spot.
10 boots.
10 boots.
If I had 10 boots.
Anyways, there was the nice power slam to Frankie from Cody. Then Kenny went on a Snapdragon fucking melee, Snapdragon City.
And then Flip decided to try to flip, and he flipped into one.
Yeah.
Yep. There was the 5-way super kick to Frankie. It wasn't timed at the same time, though, because Amel kind of messed up.
Steven went for it first, and then he stopped, and then everybody else hit it, and then he just kind of threw his leg up there. And they even commented, at least you tried.
There was the moonsault on the outside by Daniels, which was nice. Then they did the Rise of the Terminator spot with Matt Jackson and Kenny.
They didn't even have to actually do it because the crowd was already doing it for like a minute before it happened.
Flip did the moonsault onto everybody. Steve and Amel did the crossbody onto, again,
The backwards crossbody.
everybody.
Yeah, puss. And he got put through a table too.
Oh, we're getting there.
Daniels
Oh,
did the Angel's Wings to
that
Kenny.
already happened.
No, that happens before this, or after this.
Sorry, go
The
ahead.
Addiction throw Steve and Amel through a table, which
Props.
props to Amel for that.
Mm-hmm.
Flip did the double blockbuster to the Addiction because Christopher Daniels grabs a chair and Flip goes, no, you're not hitting him with a chair. And they start fucking having a little lover's quarrel. So then Flip does the double blockbuster to the Addiction themselves and leaves with Scorpio Sky.
It's like, what the hell? It's like, let's get out of here.
Then there's the Crossroads to Frankie. The V-trigger to Daniels ×2. Actually, yeah, ×2. Then there's the double Meltzer driver. With Kenny does it. Kenny's holding him. Matt's holding him. And Stephen and Mel and Nick do the Meltzers. And 1, 2, 3, Bullet Club and a Mel win.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
House show main event spectacular.
Fuck. I know you didn't write any major notes, but do you have any before?
There was a cool spot where the Bucks. I think Christopher Daniels was in one of the
San
turnbuckles.
Antonio standoff?
No. We already covered that. This is when the Bucks both one, I think both Nick and Matt went into Christopher Daniels, and they both got backflipped over the turnbuckle, but are still standing there. Omega comes in with the elbow while they put up insecurities on Daniels.
Back elbow.
That was cool.
That was a cool spot. Spot Fest, and
The Spot Fest is the highest.
I enjoyed it more when I can just watch it and not worry about the notes. And
that's why we got to get you to do the audio notes for stuff like that.
I don't do notes.
Yeah, I know, but like I have to because my memory's horrible. I still enjoyed it one way or the other. I mean, like you kept up good notes, and it's pretty much the things with like once you say them or mention them, I remember
That's
what happened.
what I do.
So
I just sit there like, oh, he said this. I'm like, oh yeah, this, and this.
But I mean, still, it's still good fun, and like I said while we're watching it, the crowd is eating it up like it's fucking cereal. So
They loved it.
So, to be honest, if I was in the crowd, I don't know if I would like it or not. Maybe I would. We'll never know until we go to our ROH show and I can see one for myself.
I feel like if you would have been in the crowd, you would have had to have loved it because you would feel all the other people.
You'd be
going
standing
over.
with your buddies wearing their Bullet Club shirts.
Plus, you gotta do this, okay? Like if you're in the crowd of this particular match, and everyone else around you is freaking the fuck out, and you're just sitting there like, this sucks.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone's gonna look at you like, are you retarded right now?
No, I'm not.
Bring on Orange Cassidy.
Well, where's he at?
No, you'd be like chanting, "Let's go, Charlotte."
God help us all.
Do
with
a
that
flip.
Yeah, okay, so obviously the spot fest is not my favorite thing. The contrived spots are not my favorite thing. I'm giving the match a 7 because it was still fun, but I mean that's all it was. It was like entertainment, like it was for the other match. That was like
Joey Ryan.
Thank you.
No, that was.
Because I mean, because you can see all the wrestlers in the ring were just not giving a shit either, just out there to have fun. In fact, I swear there was a couple times where I saw Cody Rhodes like laughing while he was doing something.
Oh yeah, they enjoyed themselves.
So yeah,
that's why I gave it a fucking 9.5. The atmosphere was great.
They did a similar style match to this on the second AEW Dark.
Yep.
They had that 8-man tag. It was the Bucks, Cody, and Dustin.
Except for there wasn't 10 boots.
Oh, 10 boots. That's the most like so overall this show was awesome, okay? Cuz like if you want to see something unique, obviously watching Ring of Honor, house shows.
Ring of House. That might as well be what it is right now.
Ring of Honor house shows. You're going to see shit like the BBD or the 10 boots
the
or
Ring of House.
Yeah. No, it was great. Obviously, we're gonna watch 2 more of these, and maybe the third one is going to be the more the one where it's more taken more seriously.
Because that's the one that's on pay-per-view.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna have fun with it. I'm not considering get critical like fucking Jim Cornette would. So yeah, fuck that.
Even though during the match, Legend is watching you, going, "I can feel the Jim Cornette coming out of you."
This is something weird that you're just like when you're still trying to take notes, and you're just like.
That's why I stopped taking notes. It's like I'm not gonna take notes because like if they're not taking it seriously on TV, why would I take it seriously with this? And then I'll just
that's a Jim Cornette statement. If they're not gonna take it seriously.
Well, I meant as far as taking notes. I want to enjoy it as opposed to like sitting there trying to critique it.
Why do I hate this so much?
But and I don't want to hate it. So it's like during this main event, I was like, I want to enjoy this, and I can't enjoy this. So I'm trying to be somewhat critical, and I don't want to be critical, and just enjoy it for what it is. So there you go.
What are we at? 40. Okay, so I brought up a list of Ring of Honor top 10 matches of the 2010s.
Oh my.
So number 10, they rated it as Jay Lethal versus Jonathan Gresham from July 21st, 2018. I can't tell you where that particular show is.
So it's better than the one that we've seen?
I don't know. I haven't seen the whole list. But then they have the ladder war for the Ring of Honor tag team titles. Hardy Boys versus Young Bucks from Supercard of Honor.
That makes sense.
That sounds good.
Then
Hardy's and the Bucks in a ladder match? Yeah, why wouldn't that sound good?
Then they have from Ring of Honor / New Japan War of the Worlds 2014. Triple threat match for the IWGP Heavyweight title. AJ Styles versus Kazuchika Okada versus Michael Elgin.
You lost me with Elgin.
Then you have Ladder War for the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles at All-Star
SCU?
Extravaganza. Young Bucks versus Addiction. versus Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh, geez, they were all in the show we watched today.
Then from Best in the World 2011, we have Davey Richards versus Eddie Edwards for the Ring of Honor World title.
I haven't seen any of these.
Then we've got Best in the World 2015, ROH World title versus ROH TV title, winner takes all match, Jay Briscoe versus Jay Lethal. Jay Briscoe. Hey, they weren't on this show.
Good.
There's no Briscoes on here.
I just found out why they never got looked at by the WWE.
Then we had Ring of Honor World title match, Tyler Black versus Davey Richards from Death Before Dishonor. Then we've got Final Battle 2010, El Generico versus Kevin Steen.
I have that one. I've seen that one.
Did we watch that one? Was that the one we watched?
Then we've got Ladder War for the Ring of Honor World title, El Generico versus Kevin Steen for
That's
Final
one
Battle
of those.
2012.
That other Final Battle was the one before that.
Number 1, I don't think this is a world title match, but it's from Showdown in the Sun, Day 2. Davey Richards versus Michael Elgin.
Okay, that's interesting. I've seen 2 of those matches. 2 and 3.
Like, what else do I got? I got other...
Oh, apparently the Briscoes never really got looked at because they had their out-of-work issues, behavioral issues, and whatnot. Like assault.
Oh,
Or something like that, battery.
So,
interesting.
now here's something that Albert will be into.
And they were like, nah.
Tag teams.
Oh,
Tag teams.
God.
So, we're going to rate some tag teams here according to Bleacher Report.
Yeah. Be alive.
We got the honorable mentions here: Mike Graham and Steve Kern.
What's the ranking?
Well, this is just 50 greatest tag teams of all time.
Oh, Christ. 50?
50.
But honorable mentions: Steve Kern and Mike Graham,
Yeah, they are.
the Nasty Boys.
Wow,
Yeah.
49.
No, these are
50?
honorable mentions.
Oh, wow.
Doug Summers and Playboy Buddy Rose.
That's AWA, I believe.
The Moondogs.
WWF.
Eddie Gilbert and Tommy Rich.
Memphis.
Jay and Jules Strongbow.
It's way back. NWA back in the day.
Ric Flair and Batista.
Evolution.
Barry Windham and Lex Luger.
That was pre-Horseman for Wyndham.
Don Kernoodle and Sergeant Slaughter.
Was it AWA or WWF?
Mid-Atlantic, apparently.
I'll curry your noodle.
Okay.
Macho Man Randy Savage and Jerry the King Lawler.
That's Memphis. It's got to be.
Dominic DiNucci and Dino Bravo.
That's WWF.
Nick Bockwinkel and Ray Stevens.
Obviously AWA.
Mr. Fuji and Mr. Saito.
Oh yeah, multiple tag teams.
Jay Youngblood and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Yeah.
And Big Show and Kane are the
Big Show and Kane?
honorable mentions.
Wow. Kane, Big Show.
Now here's what they're ranked.
All right.
Number 50, Ultimate Warrior and Sting.
Before they were, Ultimate Warrior and Sting, right?
This was in the UWF days.
That's a joke. They're 50? They
They're
shouldn't be up there.
They're number 50.
Big Show and Kane, man.
Number 49, Bad Company, Paul Diamond and Pat Tanaka.
Yep. I agree.
In the AWA.
Yep.
Apparently they had great feuds at the Midnight Rockers and the Guerreros. And they were later known as the Orient Express.
Feuding with the Rockers again.
Everybody had, as they talked about on Jim Cornette's part, everybody had to be an Express.
48, the Masked Assassins.
Yeah.
One of them was apparently Jody Hamilton, which is Nick Patrick's dad.
Referee.
And they had some feuds with Dusty Rhodes and Mike Graham and the Briscoes back then.
Gerald and Jack.
The real Briscoe.
Not Jay and Mark.
Not the homeless men.
Then we've got Jumpin' Jim Bronzell and Greg Gagne,
AWA.
which they talk about taking on Blackjack Lanza and Bobby Duncan Jr.
Yep.
And they also talk about the Killer Bees.
Killer Bees.
Paul London and Brian Kendrick is 46.
Wow.
They held the titles for like a year and a half.
Yeah, they did.
Number 45, Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher.
Bruiser.
AWA, I believe.
AWA, correct.
They're testing out your old
44, Jimmy and Johnny Valiant.
That's WWF for sure.
43, Adrian Adonis and Dick Murdoch.
That would be WWF as well.
42, Tarzan Tyler and Luke Graham.
I have no idea.
Apparently they beat Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher for the WWF tag titles. 41, Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo, aka IRS.
Oh, that's WWF. Yeah, they were called the U.S. Express. In fact, they had
U.S. Express.
Hulk Hogan's theme music before he had it. Real American.
Okay.
They had that for Hulk Hogan next, or stole it from him.
Number 40, Professor Tanaka and Mr. Fuji.
Oh, yeah, WWF. Back in the day.
Apparently they were with the Grand Wizard. 39, the Von Erichs.
Texas. Duh.
Number 38,
Tell me.
Steve Kern and Stan Lane.
I guess NWA. I don't know.
Apparently they came out to ZZ Top. I'm assuming Sharp Dressed Man.
Maybe Florida. I don't know.
Does it say where?
It says in Memphis.
Memphis.
And Louisiana, managed by Jackie Fargo.
Fargo.
Apparently Lane went on to join the Midnight Express and Kern went to become Skinner.
Skinner.
37, the Hollywood Blondes.
Oh, that's Austin and Pillman.
That was Austin and Pillman.
Is
36.
that WCW?
Yep. Harlem Heat.
WCW.
35, the Midnight Rockers.
So it's the same tag team. Are they going to differentiate between the Midnight Rockers and the Rockers?
No idea.
Okay, we'll find
It
out.
just says no, never mind, because it says or the Rockers when they got to WWF.
Oh, there you go.
So there you go. And then it talks about them taking on the Rock and Roll Express. 34, Bruiser Brody and Stan Hansen.
Japan?
Yes.
Japan.
That's where they fought. Or 14.
33, Scott Hall and Kurt Hennig.
That's AWA. Way back in the day. Jesus.
32, the Brothers of Destruction.
Yeah, the WWF.
Who are they?
Who the fuck is the Undertaker?
Indie Taker.
31, Macho Man Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan.
Mega Powers.
Yeah, brother.
Number 30, Nikita Koloff and Dusty Rhodes.
That would be definitely the NWA. Not WCW. NWA.
Okay.
The difference.
29, Ole and Gene Anderson, the original Minnesota Wrecking Crew.
AWA and NWA, I believe.
Number 28, the Varsity Club.
Oh, that's definitely NWA. That's Rotundo and Steiner
And Steve Williams, Mike Rotundo, and Rick Steiner.
and Kevin Sullivan.
27, Hector and Chavo Guerrero. Chavo Guerrero Sr.,
I don't know where they wrestled.
Mexico.
Okay, so
You
Mexico.
could have guessed.
I didn't even think about it.
26, Adrian Adonis and Jesse the Body Ventura.
AWA.
Welcome to Minnesota, bitches.
25, Money Inc.
Know where they were.
With Virgil.
Yeah.
24, Beer Money Inc.
Beer money.
Beer Money. 23, Steve Williams and Ted DiBiase.
UWF?
UWF. They took on the likes of the Rock and Roll Express, the Midnight Express, and for some reason Butch Reed. 22, Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas.
They were the first black tag champs, I believe.
21, the Freebirds.
Texas. Everywhere, actually. Texas, NWA. I don't know if they're... No, they never
Georgia.
Georgia. They never got to WWF as a team.
Number 20, the New Age Outlaws.
Oh, you didn't know?
Actually, the funniest thing is it says on here nothing about the tag team. It just says, don't make me do it. Oh, you didn't know? You better go tell somebody.
Well, you got that wrong. Call somebody.
19, the Russians.
Okay.
I
I guess it's Nikita Koloff and Ivan Koloff or Crusher Khrushchev. Those
all
guys?
three.
Okay. NWA, obviously.
18, the British Bulldogs. 17, Barbarian and Warlord.
Powers of Pain.
Especially when they took on the Road Warriors. They loved that shit. 16, the Wild Samoans.
WWF.
With Captain Lou Albano.
Alpha Sika.
Number 15, Doom. Butch Reed and Ron Simmons.
That was weird. For the first, they had a woman as their manager because she was trying to get back at Rick Steiner, so they fought the Steiners. Then they got nothing. They had the mask on. They lost a reveal your mask, if they lose, they have to they have to unmask, and the Ron Simmons, Butch Reed, and all that. Since they got Teddy Long, they're freaking outstanding. Good for them.
The dude literally wrote Ron Simmons and Butch Reed were awesome in all caps.
Yeah.
And that says with woman in their corner, they were unstoppable.
Wow.
14, Jack and Jerry Briscoe.
Back in the day.
13, the Hart Foundation.
You tell me your super accoladed Briscoes won't be on here?
No. I definitely knew that. It's the first thing it says is Brett and Jim Neidhart looked great in pink. And with Jimmy Hart in their corner, it just meant craziness.
Who writes this shit?
12, Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson.
Oh, dude.
Tully and Arn.
Well, we knew that was going to happen.
Number 11, The Outsiders, Hall and Nash.
Over Arn and Tully, though?
10, The Midnight Express. And the first line is, Jim Cornette was a genius. Talks about taking on the Road Warriors and the Rock and Roll Express continuously.
It implies was.
Number 9, Dory and Terry Funk.
Oh.
Taking on the likes of Jack Briscoe, Giant Baba, and Harley Race. Number 8, The Hardys.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It says they were champions, they were exciting, they took chances. Number 7, Demolition.
Nice. I was waiting to see how long it would take.
Number 6, The Steiners. Number 5, D-Generation X.
Okay.
Number 4, The Dudley Boys.
Okay, so there's 2 TNA teams on there.
Number 3, The Rock and Roll Express. Number 2, Edge and Christian.
I was going to say...
There had to be up there somewhere.
And number 1, The Road Warriors.
Top 10, sure, but not number 1.
All right. So
Rock and Rolls or Hardys or even Edge and Christian number 1 before the Road Warriors.
that was night 1 of Survival of the Fittest, folks.
You have like no transitions whatsoever. We stopped reviewing. You just transition to the next thing, then the next thing, and then you go, all right, that was the end of the first thing.
We will be back. We will give it a week break with the Ring of Honor portion of the reviews. We're going to review a SummerSlam, throw a break in there. Then we'll get back to Survival of the Fittest Night 2.